Hello, welcome back. This will be a little video. I'm not doing anything as yet today on the Quorn because there's a little problem I've had for a while that I want to address, and it's to do with the DRO on my lathe. You might not be able to see this on the camera, I don't know. Well, for starters, it's all flashing like mad. These LEDs there, and that one, and that one are all kind of missing a few out. They're dull. And this was off the company that I got the lathe off. And what I did a while ago, when I had this is the one off my mill. This is from Walco, and a while ago in the sale, I purchased a new one that's up there in a box. The idea was to swap it over with this, because the one over there on the mill will do everything. You can use it in a grinder, a lathe, a mill. I've got shadow on my head there, that's better. Not that I've got anything to show, but you can reset it and reuse it for different machines. The trouble is, on this lathe, the scales, they're wired up differently, so bear with me. Let's just turn this. There we go, should be right. Right, so you've got all the pin outs on the 9-pin DIN plug thing, whatever the heck it's called, and I've worked out what colours the wires are. That's for the LCD one, so we'll get rid of that. This was the one I got with the Walco one, and that's the wires on there for their slides. That's something else that will be coming after the Quorn whenever I get around to finish that I want to do on this mill, on this lathe. But anyway, so this here is what's in the box on that at the moment, and it was just deciphering the wires, what's what, because you've got things, I mean, you've got the A1 there, you've got an earth wire. Okay, I'm assuming that's 0 volts, so that's what I've assumed, and it's worked. Your plus 5 volt, you got plus 5 volt there. You've got a B and a Z. Well, you've got a B, so the only thing it leaves there is what's on there as ABS. Don't ask me, I don't know, someone can probably tell me, but anyway, ABS, and I've got a Z there, which is kind of on its own. All the rest are empty, that's just shielding, and the same on here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know what that one is, we know what that one is, we know what that one is. So that leaves them two that we don't know what they are. Now you've got earth wire 2, and you've got 0 volts, and you've got, and they're both black. So I just took it on my own that was the plus, and that's the minus or negative of the 5 volt that's running through it. And this ABS will be some kind of information pickup, pulse, whatever it does, I don't know. And that left by elimination the Z on that one. So I went on our best Fleabay site, and as you can see, we've got a male and a female. You can buy, from where I got the lathe from, and some other companies do, patch leads, but it's getting which type machine, your DRO, what patch leads are what. So these have these little block connectors inside, and this is just some was 8-core alarm wire, so I took a couple out, and obviously some of the colours are different, so I've cross-referenced what I wanted, and hopefully I've tried it, jury rigged it once and it worked. So what I've done is knocked these two up, and I'm going to get the DRO swapped over and we're going to see if it works. Now we'll have to mess around with the settings when I put it on, because obviously you've got to have your x-axis read diameters. Now it says it does it for the other one in here. It goes on about your settings for a lathe, because it says there about what these can do. And I've actually I rang Warco up, and the people there were nice enough to say to me, oh yes, you can use these. These are multifunction ones, and all I'm concerned about is if the scales read right. I can't see why not. Like I say, a jury rigged one and it worked. I did the Z one because that's dead easy, and the wiring seemed to work, so we're going to try it for real now, and we'll get set up and see how we go. Well, welcome back. So we can spin this round. Got the patch leads in, marked what was X, what was Z. So now you see it's coming up with mil, fair enough. So our Z, that's working, and our X is working. Now I've actually already tried this. Obviously I'd look a right burk if I first did it, turned it on and it all went bang. So that's zeroed out. Now I've got the, we'll use the term loosely, graduated scales on this machine zeroed out. Now it says one full turn is 5mm. Now that will be off the diameter. There's one full turn, 2.5. So we know that's out, but this is set up for a mil. I tried it with the Z, even though it's got Y there, it still means Z, and I've zeroed it out. One full turn should be, there's the 0. Now one full turn on this, according to the scales, should be 15mm. .44. So we're going to check that with some slips later on. I knew these scales weren't brilliant. I didn't think they were that far out, but that's why I suppose you end up using a DRO. So the next thing to do is to get into this and change it all. Right, well, welcome back. We're in the page, well, I'll show you. Turn it off, turn it on, hold down the point, the decimal point, and then you got your, hang on, arrow keys for all your different settings. That's lathe. If you press 0 it's mil, 1 it's, that was mil, I forgot what it is. Then there's a milling machine, then there's a, I think it's something to do with a grinder, and that's a lathe. So you put it on lathe. We're not bothered with any of them other settings. Which one am I missing out on? Direction, I think. Ah, right, we're not using Z, we're using Y. That'll be this one. And I think if we press that, it will now read the other way, because I always have mine reading, as you go towards the chuck you're going minus. That's how I've been shown, and that's why I'm sticking to it. So anyway, let's go through all of these. The resolutions are all set the same. That's the resolutions if you're having a 3-axis. I don't know why it's got Z on it, I'm not too sure. I'll have a read. There's the light, there's the beeps, there's the all clear, there's the test for all of them things, and then it's back to as it is. We press oh Oh, press that key. There we go. That's reading absolute. That's right. Let's get this right in my head. So that should now read, yes, minus. Now we're still on the diameter for this, so I had a read of the book. It says press the diameter key, which is that one, it turns out, which it doesn't really state very well. So you press the X and that changes to D. And just to show you, right, now then, she'll go back here and go to 0. And that's 0 on my handle, 0 on there. So like I say, one full turn on here is 5mm. It's a little bit over with that, but anyway, so that's reading radius. So press your X, press your half key, comes up diameter, automatically goes 5. Now then, the other thing is, are we reading the right way? We're not. So that one's changing as well in the direction. Right, so off again, back on, and we want the resolution, where are we? Direction. There. So I think we press, that should go to 0. So if I turn that off now, reboot it, still saying lathe. Now if I clear that, turn my handle clockwise, it's calling me a liar. Okay. I'm wondering whether you have to enter it. Right, so let's go back to direction. Right, it's gone back to that, so press enter this time. What I'll do, I'll go right away through everything. It boots itself back up. Right, so now that's reading minus. As I'm winding the cross slide in, we're obviously getting smaller. Now to double check that's working alright still, we'll turn it off. Turn it back on. Do the same again. Winding clockwise, yes, and that should be minus, that's right. Now what I'm going to do is I shall just set up a clock and get a slip out, and we'll check on the X that that's reading right, never mind what's on the scale. So back in the tick. Right, your Y, which is now Z, I'll set at 0. Got that all set up like that. Line this off 200. Trying to get this slip now. I've just, sorry about all this, it's fingers and thumbs. I'll get something a bit better at a later date now then. See, I'm getting, if that settles right, I'm getting 0.2 there, which is about 1,000. Now you'd have thought it'd have been better, so I'm going to try and rig something else up in the meantime, see if I can get this to read any better. Saying that will return this. See, now I've got 0.2 on that, so something's moved a little bit. Right, let's try there. Now, that's got 0.2 on there now. Now we've got 0.1 on there, and I've just put that back in. We've near enough got, well, it's moving about 0.1 on there. So wherever it is, it's not a million miles out. I'm sure for what we're doing, and I'll find out, but anyway, I now have a DRO that's reading in diameter on that. The Y has now become my Z. Might get a bit of tape for that or something, but I'll know what it is, and it's reading in the right direction. Like I like to go minus. I think other people do, depends how you feel. I'll touch on something, if I'm going towards the chuck it's minus. So that's that setup, and that seems to be working. That's in diameters, which relates to that. That is obviously nearly 0.5 millimetre out, because I know that one is a little bit out, and I sure as hell know that. That's why I've got, you probably can't see them, but I've got some centre pot marks on there, because I know this, the scale on there is out. Whoever did these didn't do that very good, but, well, no, that's ridiculous actually how far that is out, but never mind. So right, so that's up and running now, and I can see all my LEDs. So next, what I've got to do is get the new one up on here. Right, well, we've got the mill powered up. This is the new LED one. When I say new, it must have been sat in a box 12 months plus. The problems I had with me, it's sat there and it's not done anything, so nothing's been used. So it's plugged in at the back there, it says, where it says X and Y. This is actually a 3-axis one. I have another linear scale when I get around to putting it on. So let's see what happens when we turn it on. Oh, there we go. That's something. Press any key. Oh, right, X. I don't know what that's about. Right, it's counting. Let's try Y. that counts. I've no idea what... Ooh, and it jumps back, then it goes there. Anyway, it's got milling, and that says incremental there. So, right, ABS, right, or absolute. Now. Now, I think the scales on the Warco might be slightly better, but we always leave that up. Right, so then, 0. Right, should be 3 mil on the dial. Close enough. Not going to mither on that. Right, now let's try the Y. Which is a pain because I've got some cover in the way, so let me just 0 it. That, I think, is a 0. We're right there. Right, that's that. That's it. Oh, right, that's bang on 3. Right, so the Z's obviously not, well, we'll just have that as 0 at the moment. What I'm going to do, well, I'm going to get the cover on here. I'm going to learn about all of these buttons, but that's at least up and running. It's quite nice, that. I don't think they do these anymore. Like I say, I've had it in a box at least 12 months. What I want to do, and I've seen Alan at Enoch's Engineering, I have here, now this is just an old readout for me. It's been sat on this mill that long, battery's gone flat. But I had it before I was a little bit ill. Have a look now. I've got this scale here. Now this is just for when I'm going up and down on the column. And what I intended to do was put one on the quill. Instead of using this, the one that's inside, I think Alan over at Enoch's Engineering put his on the side there, which I'll have a look at doing and moving some of this lot about. And then he made a collar that went under here that attached then to the quill. It's a bit like this thing here, so that could be the next project, but for the time being, just get it back on there. That's up and running, so that's one project done. Now anybody wants to send me any stickers, I'm going to start putting them up here. I'm trying to get some stickers made, and if I do, I'll see about swapping them. Anyway, that's that little project done with the DRO and on the lathe. Hopefully I've got a little bit of milling and turning work if I can get to it this weekend for the Quorn. So fingers crossed. Catch you all in a bit.